Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're having a great holiday season. Right now it's the day after Christmas and we're getting ready to leave for the mountains. My daughters are upstairs packing and getting ready, but I wanted to record a quick video for you. And this video will be going over the journey that we took through the great game of business, through implementing open book management at our agency. And then hopefully that will kind of teach you about our journey, but also let you know how you can get involved with great game of business if you think that's something that you want to roll out inside of your company. Once again, before we get started into that, results of the great game have been pretty astonishing, actually. From January to June, we had profit of about $5,000 per month, for a total of about $30,000 from January to June, which is abysmal. That profit was a little bit misleading as well because in January we took on an annual payment from one of our clients, so it should have even been a lot lower than that. So we had $5K per month January through June in profit before tax, and then from July through November our profit was about $1 per month. So that's an increase of about 7.5 times, and that's with an annual payment that we put on the books in December, in January of 2022. So 7.5 times increase in profit before tax from the first half of the year through the second half of the year. And it happened pretty quickly after we rolled it out and started forecasting our numbers. And we had line item owners, and each one of our team members was involved in making the company as profitable as it could be. So success came pretty quickly for us. However, this is the journey, so it didn't happen overnight. But once it ramped up and got to a point where, again, we had line item owners and people were forecasting their own numbers and figuring out ways to make it more profitable, it looked like it was overnight from June to July when we exploded in profitability because of the great game at our agency. So the origin story, though, is and our journey with the great game is, first I read the book, The Great Game of Business, and that's how I got introduced to it. So if you're reading the books for it, but anyway, for our journey, I'll go into the books and the ways to get involved after this kind of timeline. But I read the book back in October 2021, so about 13 months ago. And then after that, I wanted more, so I joined the community site, a monthly subscription community site that the Great Game puts out. And in there, I gained access to a bunch of the resources like the workbook, Get in the Game workbook. I also read the other book, which is called Get in the Game at that point. Then I was already involved in a scaling up community site as well. Scaling up was the way we were running our company before the Great Game of Business. And in there, I got an email about a business mastery course that they were putting out for the Great Game of Business. So I enrolled in that. That was in November of 2021. No, excuse me, November 21. I joined the community. February of 22, the same month that I bought out my partner, I joined the business mastery course that was put out by Scaling Up in February. And I also purchased some additional coaching for the great game through that course. It wasn't offered to everyone. It wasn't offered to anyone, but I said to them that I thought I needed coaching more than I needed the course because I was already implementing the game and we were already having some success. So I wanted some additional coaching. So they provided that with the course. With the course, we bought about 2 hours or 2 sessions of additional coaching, which was extremely helpful. And then once I got that certificate and having passed the class, the mastery course for the great game, I enrolled to become a coach, GGOB certified coach in September of this year. And that class just ended, and then I'll be also, to finish the class to get actual coach's certification, the next portion I have to go and shadow a master coach. I'll be doing that in January, and then I think that's about it from there, and I become certified as a coach. So that was really helpful. The only other route that I would have taken if I wasn't completely self-implementing and becoming a coach, certified coach for the great game, was to hire a coach, a certified coach. And I interviewed a coach back right before I enrolled in the Scaling Up Business Mastery course. I interviewed a coach, and I thought it was just much better that I become a coach. And while becoming a coach, I thought that was the best way to help me implement it and to roll it out in our company. So the steps to kind of exposing yourself to great game, and if you want to get involved with the great game and open book management, there are 4 steps. Experience the game, learn about the game, design the game, play the game, and sustain the game. So to experience the game, to learn about it, you could do things like you're doing now, which is watching this video. There are books like I read, workshops, the community site, where you can learn about it and start to self-implement the game for yourself. The books, the Great Game books, there are 4. One is The Great Game of Business by Jack Stack, and that one talks about the what is the great game. There's Get in the Game, which talks about the how to implement, the 10 steps of implementation. There is A Stake in the Outcome, which is the story of Jack Stack and how he came about, how he created the Great Game of Business and the SRC story when he bought the company, and he had a huge loan payment, had to make the loan payment, which became their first critical number. So that's Stake in the Outcome. And the other one is called Change the Game, which I don't think I went through that one, but that's the why of the Great Game of Business and why open book management. So those are the books that you can get, but you can also sign up for a workshop or a webinar to learn about it. So that's Experience the Game. Design the Game is where you go through the 10 steps, basically. Your why, develop your why of why you want to play the game. Check to see if you have the right leadership that's open to the great game. Open your books and teach the number. Open your books and teach the numbers. So first that takes organizing your books and breaking them down into smaller, fewer number of categories within revenue, COGS, expenses. Critical number. There are some ways that we learn and teach to get your critical number. Drivers is what we're doing now. I have a couple other videos on me working with our people to come up with the right drivers and how they can impact the company's success. Mini games for quick wins. This, frankly, was our biggest kind of failure with the game at first. We rolled out 2 mini games, and the reason why they didn't go so well is because they were too complicated to track. So we weren't tracking and updating the scoreboard for those mini games, so they didn't go as well as we like, but we're looking forward to rolling out our next mini game next year. A Stake in the Outcome is where you put out a bonus plan, and there is a template, an Excel worksheet that the Great Game offers where you can kind of create, which will help you create your stake in the outcome or your bonus plan. And essentially it puts it in tiers of 1 through 20, and based on overall salary at your company, it shows you what levels of profitability you'll have to hit to then pay out a percentage. Each tier is a percentage up to 20% of people's base salary. Scoreboards, forward forecasting, and then high involvement planning, which is getting everybody involved in the planning for next year and for the years ahead, and then playing the game and sustaining the game with high involvement planning. So that was our journey, and that's how you can get involved with the Great Game. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always remember that people support what they help create, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.